Hi, first grade. Today we are going to measure the length or how long an object is with two different units of measure. Now we learned that you can measure things with so many different units. Today I'm going to measure this pen with Unifix cubes and paper clips, two different things. Now before I start measuring this pen, I want you to make a prediction. Do you think it's going to take the same amount of paper clips and Unifix cubes to measure the length of this pen? Or do you think maybe it'll take more paper clips? Maybe you think it'll take more Unifix cubes to measure the length? Make a prediction if it's going to be the same, or more paper clips, or more Unifix cubes. Push pause to make your prediction and then push play when you are ready to continue. Okay, you should pause the video to make your prediction. Now, let's see if your prediction is correct. Now, we have to remember that when we are measuring an object, we have to start at one end to measure, and we have to go in a straight line that's not going to overlap, and we measure to the nearest whole unit. We're going to measure this pen, and I'm going to measure them first with Unifix cubes. So I'm going to start at my first end, and I'm going to make sure they are right next to each other in a straight line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now here's my straight line. I didn't overlap. They're right next to each other, but I've started at one end and I still have a little bit left. See, I still have a little bit of space left, but I can't fit a whole Unifix cube there. So we're going to, remember, we are measuring to the nearest whole unit, which means I'm going to measure this pen and say it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Unifix cubes long. Okay, 7 Unifix cubes long. Now, I'm going to measure this pen, the same one, with my paper clips. Now you made your prediction if you thought it was going to take the same amount of Unifix cubes as paper clips. Maybe you thought there was going to be more Unifix cubes and less paper clips. Or maybe you think it's going to take more paper clips and less Unifix cubes. Let's see. I'm going to start up here. I'm going to put my first paper clip on the very edge of the pen. I'm going to put my next paper clip right next to the first one. Ooh, I can already see what is going to happen. Okay, so I started at one end and I went all the way to the other end. This pen is 1, 2, 3 paper clips long. Now, raise your hand if your prediction was that you thought that it would take the same amount of Unifix cubes and paper clips, if you thought it was going to be the same number for each one. Ooh, okay, so do we think thumbs up that that's right, or thumbs down if we think that prediction is not right? Remember, it's okay if we make a prediction if it's not right. We don't know the answer to everything yet. That's right, it wasn't a correct prediction because we can obviously see that 7 Unifix cubes is greater than or more than 3 paper clips. Now, give me a thumbs up or raise your hand if your prediction was that you thought it would take more Unifix cubes to measure this pen than paper clips. You thought the number was going to be bigger for Unifix cubes. Was that prediction correct? Thumbs up, or incorrect? Thumbs down. That's right, that was a correct prediction because 7 Unifix cubes is greater than 3 paper clips. Okay, so if you made the prediction and you thought it would take more Unifix cubes to measure the length of this pen, you were correct. That also means that if you thought the opposite, if you thought it would take more paper clips, that it was an incorrect prediction. But remember, it's okay. We can sometimes make wrong predictions. It's how we learn. So, why do you think it took more Unifix cubes to measure the length of this pen than it took paper clips? Why do you think it took more of these? Ooh, I'm hearing someone say it takes up less space because these are smaller. So if we only have 1 Unifix cube and 1 paper clip, That's right. The Unifix cube does not take up a lot of space compared to the paper clip. The Unifix cube goes here, and the paper clip goes all the way to here. So the paper clip takes up more space, which means there's not going to be as much needed to measure this length. We need more Unifix cubes because they're smaller. Great job. So today what you are going to do is you're going to watch the next video in today's lesson to learn what you're doing for your math shear today.